All right, hey there, folks. A meteorologist met. Oh, we got. Sorry. And we got to turn down the TV so we get a lot of feedback if we don't. All right.
There we go.
Fun times. All right, so I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine.
And I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lambers.
All right, we are obviously tracking some storms today. We've got a line that has been moving across the area. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in parts of our viewing area, but so far, pretty much so good. We're not getting any severe level warnings at the moment.
That's exactly right. We're still starting to get some of those special weather statements, and it's just saying that some of these storms pushing through could be a bit on the breezy side, mainly getting some of those for our inland areas at this time. But let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what it looks like outside your window if you're hearing some of this wind, hearing some of this thunder, this lightning, or even some of these heavy downpours pushing through.
Yeah, look at Foley right now, Highway 59. We got a it's got a bit of a bow to it. That means there's some stronger winds here, probably seeing about 50-mile-per-hour winds right there on that leading edge, right through here. You can see it's just about to enter, well, it is kind of on the west side of Foley there at this point, but about to enter the center of town and make its way into Foley there. And it's really up and down 59 right now. You can see Summerdale and Robertsdale. Yeah, about to get into the heavier rain. Already raining pretty heavily around Fish River and Magnolia Springs and Silver Hill, those areas. Up there's the newest update there, and you can see pretty much right on top of 59 right now.
So central Baldwin County beginning to see more of this heavy rain pushing through. If you're on the eastern shore, you may get a break in that, especially closer towards Fairhope. We're starting to see right now Mobile Bay, just some quiet conditions, but it's only going to be brief because you can start to see all of that rain that's still impacting portions of Mobile County. So really 2 rounds there, you just get that brief lull in some of that activity before more of that widespread rain pushes back in and staying a bit more constant. And also take a look at just the bend there just south of Gulf Shores, just in our offshore waters.
I think what's kind of interesting here too is that there's that initial push that a lot of us have already seen, like in Mobile, we've already seen the initial line with a thunderstorm. It's like, okay, well, that's good. Now we're pretty much done. No, there's a lot of light to moderate rain behind that's going to continue on for the next few hours. So we're going to have a decent amount of rain just continuing to fall here, because you can see how this goes all the way back to New Orleans and past New Orleans, and that's got to all come through.
And so do keep that in mind with your kids when you're getting into car line. If they're getting off the bus, we're still going to be staying wet and soggy around that point. Something that we're battling in addition to all of this is going to be low visibility from the heavy rain that's pushing through along our local interstates, but also the fog that we're seeing out there too, still lingering over our coastal waters. So just make sure that you're taking it easy in case you are heading out anytime soon. Headlights on, take it slow, take it easy on any of your evening commutes or your afternoon commutes, because this rain will also still continue closer towards 5 and 6 o'clock for anyone getting off work at a later point. We're only expecting more of that, plus on top of already saturated soil. We saw quite a bit of rain yesterday, so adding more of this heavy rain on top of it, we could start to see some localized roadway flooding in addition to everything that we got going on. Quite a bit to unpack in this forecast. The other thing to point out too, have you stepped outside recently, Matt?
It's warm.
It's warm. It is warm out there in case you haven't stepped outside. It's feeling warm. It's feeling muggy. There's a look at what our fog conditions are looking like right now.
Yeah, you can see we have, it doesn't look that bad, but it's worse over the water. And unfortunately, we don't really have, there's no sight like in the middle of the causeway or the bayway. But that's where it's kind of at its worst. But you can see over here in Destin, obviously closer to the water there, they've got quarter-mile visibility. So we're dealing with that as well, kind of the ickiness, the grayness on top of everything else. Let me go and pop up the watch for you. This is a severe thunderstorm watch that we are seeing for inland parts of our viewing area, Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties. Those are the ones that are in our viewing area. So we're not seeing, a widespread, worry over severe weather. It's just kind of a localized thing at this point. And you can see all that, like I said, it's going to be the leading edge, and then there's still a lot of rain back here along that front that's going to be making its way over towards us, kind of stalled out, though, at the moment.
I was going to say, Futurecast models, earlier when I was on Fox10 midday, they were leaning towards it stalling out once again. It has this leading line pushing through, but everything that's left behind it just stays put and stays stationary. Mainly, it was the HRRR model. It was leaning towards it, sticking around over southern Baldwin County and the Florida Panhandle. So we'll go ahead and take a look at what this looks like on the Futurecast model, see if it updated just a little bit. We get closer towards 5 p.m. for this evening. A lot of folks getting off work, they're starting their evening commute. Still starting to see some of those heavy showers impacting Mobile, Baldwin counties, plus also the Florida Panhandle. We get closer towards 6 and 7 o'clock, and still that rain not quite budging. We make it about an hour and a half later, still starting to see more of that. I will say that's a big difference right there.
Yeah, an improvement.
Yes, an improvement. It starts to show some of that rain clearing out just after 9 o'clock. That's going to be good. The earlier run of that had it lingering past midnight. So
Yeah.
it's good to see some of that get out of there.
Yeah, hopefully that works out. We don't want to see it rain all night, but obviously right now we've got the heavy rain that's out there. It's on a leading edge through Baldwin County right now. Oh, let's go ahead and head on up to Atmore because they're getting some heavy rain and some thunder and lightning up that way too. So we'll zoom in pretty tight up there and check out the Atmore area up around Flomaton. Heavy rain up 65. So if anybody's got to make that trip up 65 around Wind Creek there, heavy rain, and you can see the lightning bolts popping up there too.
So most likely hearing a lot of that in Flomaton, Century, and Jay. It is heading your way. So this is your quick heads up. You're about to start to see some of that heavy rain. I was monitoring some of the comments. Dana Foster said that nothing in Alberta yet, and then also Deborah said that there's no rain in Sommerdale just yet, but she knows that it is coming, and yes, it truly is. You'll start to see more of that pushing through central Baldwin County not too long from now.
Yeah, there's the big wide picture there, and you can definitely see the heavy rain, the thunderstorms that we're going to be dealing with. And it's not just today either. We're going to be talking about this going into the next couple of days as well. Let me see if I can't find my extended model here. I'm going to pull up so we can kind of see beyond what we're going to be talking about for tomorrow as well. So I'll pull the extended, oops, wrong one.
So mainly just expecting more of that rain coverage to continue into tomorrow, continue into your Saturday. These warm conditions are going to be sticking around. We're not going to be budging much from the upper 60s and the lower 70s for those temperatures, staying mild and muggy even overnight with more of that fog development possible. And then taking a look at the timing on our Futurecast really for that extended look.
Yeah, so this is, once again, for this evening. This is one of the extended HRRR models, so it does keep the rain around a little bit longer. And then it shows another round of rain coming in early tomorrow morning. So there we are. I'll stop that around 6 in the morning. And so this is when folks will be getting ready for work, getting the kids ready for school, about to head out the door. Could be rough. So you're going to want to check in with Michael tomorrow morning. He'll let you know how this is going. Now, we don't have any severe weather zones for tomorrow. We just have generalized thunderstorms, so we're not expecting severe weather tomorrow. But obviously, if this happens during commute, that can obviously cause some issues. I'll go ahead and give you a couple more hours there. We'll stop it there around maybe around 8:30. You can see that shows pretty good. So one of the things I've noticed is that as we've gotten closer to Friday, the longer range models didn't have us getting a whole lot of rain on Friday, but now as we're getting closer, the models are bringing in more rain for us on Friday, which is unfortunate. We'd like to have a day where it could dry out a little bit, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Nope, and this is already on top of already saturated soil. So say it again, please make sure that you are being careful tomorrow in case you're driving. Just take it easy, take it slow. In addition to all of that fog that we're expecting tomorrow morning, we likely will see some delays on the roadways. So planning ahead for your Friday, not the best that you have to do it, but you might want to head out the door just a few minutes early, just in case you do see any of those delays.
All right, I'm going to get it to 6:30. That's the time and everybody wants to know because that's when the condies are.
Yep.
So I'm struggling here because this computer does not want to. It's lagging a lot, so I'm having to try to figure this out on the fly. All right, well, there you go. There's 7 o'clock. It's close. I'm going to get to it at the moment. Obviously, this one, the condies are going to be rolling tomorrow night. We may have some issues. We've already been talking about that. So even when the models weren't showing a whole lot of rain, I was still keeping scattered chances in because I had a feeling that it was just going to be a possibility. So we had to keep the rain chances in there. So it's just something to keep in mind if you are going out to the condies. Check in with Jason tomorrow night. He'll obviously have the radar up. And obviously, if it's not thunder and lightning, a lot of folks like to go to the ones where it's raining just a little bit because then there's not as many people out there. And
you get more throws.
You can get more throws, yeah. So look on the bright side, the positive side of it. That could really be, something you could enjoy tomorrow night. And I'll go ahead and see. I don't know how this is how far this will go into Saturday morning. Okay, so this is with this model. This is as far as it goes into Saturday morning, but it gives us a good look there that Saturday morning, probably through about lunchtime. And we'll, I think we do have a severe zone, maybe level 1 on Saturday.
Yep.
So level 1 on Saturday. So we do anticipate some thunderstorms here. Actually, might be a level 2 for parts of our viewing area, I think.
So I can look it up really quickly.
Yeah, so we'll look into that here real quick. Let's see. So that would be day 3.
It is a level 1.
Okay.
Central Alabama into Georgia is showing the slight risk zone, that 2 out of 5.
Okay. All right. So this will be day 2. I need day 3. So see, tomorrow, nothing. So we're not worried about tomorrow with as far as that is concerned. It'll be Saturday that we're going to have to keep an eye on. There it is. So
still Monroe, Conecuh, and
yeah, so most parts of our viewing area level 1, level 2 for up here around Evergreen. So we do have a little bit that we'll have to keep an eye on. So that will be, once again, for this upcoming weekend. That'll be Saturday that we're looking at some more storms there. So I'm going to click out some stuff before I pop this up and check this out. We got the forecast next several days. Obviously, once again, tomorrow night, we have the condies rolling at 6:30. Scattered showers are going to be possible. Saturday, I think the early ones are 2. Those might be impacted, but the later ones at 6, I think will be okay.
Those will be better.
So the Saturday evening parades, I think, will be okay. The ones,
Like Pharaohs is one of them.
yeah, the I think it's DJ Mystic Riders at 2, and another one at 2 as well. We're gonna have to watch out for that because we might still have some lingering rain and storms at 2 on Saturday. But by the evening, we should be okay for the evening parades on Saturday. And then you can see we turn cooler Sunday, Monday.
And that'll only continue heading into next week. I mean, next week is looking great in comparison to what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Temperatures return around average, upper 50s, lower 60s. We're sunny, we're dry, and overnight lows dipping back down into the upper 30s and the lower 40s. So quite the swing in comparison to this week, feeling more seasonal for the end of January and beginning of February, which starts next week.
All right, and just, we'll just leave that on up because my computer's completely frozen up. So we'll end it there with this, and we'll have more coming up on Fox 10 News at 3, 4, and 5 tonight. We'll be keeping everybody up to date on exactly what's happening out there. Once again, we got some storms, some rain. Rain will last through most of the rest of the evening, and then it'll wind down as we get to the later part of the evening, and then more rounds of rain tomorrow and Friday and on Saturday. So a lot of activity next several days. Be prepared. Be ready to deal with the rain. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine along with
Meteorologist Jennifer Lambers.
All right, we will
Thanks,
catch you
y'all.
soon. Thank you.